Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
Welcome to MIB London. Meet your new partner.
Come on. World's not going to save itself.
How you like me now?
This is a very complicated piece of machinery.
Yeah, got it.
We need more firepower.
That was an incredible catch. Men in Black International.
Hello. This is Adolf Vega. I'm with Krista.
Hello.
And Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And today we're reviewing Men in Black International. As always, we talk about the 3D element first. So Krista actually watched this in 3D, and Jake. I did not. So Krista, since you wrote the review, what are your thoughts on the 3D first?
Well, I think that the 3D was fine. It just didn't have like anything particularly great about it, you know? It was passable. There was nothing like too bad about it, except I did think that like the smoke creatures, like some of the CGI, didn't have enough depth, which seemed very off to me, but I don't know what that was about really. There were a couple scenes I liked. I liked the stars. I liked her floating in the air at one point, but mostly it just didn't really seem to add anything to me.
All right, Jake, do you concur?
I think I like the 3D a little better. I really liked it at the Eiffel Tower scenes. The angle was very nice. There was a scene that involved a game with a three-headed snake, and the three-headed snake jumping out was really good. They were just say it was good, not great.
And Krista, your score is what again?
I believe I said it was weak.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like it's mediocre. So, it's not terrible, but it's weak. So, just giving out the scores for everyone that did not read the review. So, I guess that's basically it for the 3D section. Anything else to add before we move on?
Nope.
All right, let's get to the movie itself. So, Men in Black International is the fourth Men in Black movie, and while it is not directly connected to the previous three, it is considered canon. It's kind of one of those soft reboot sequels where, the original three movies still exist. They're still there. They're not really referenced, but, I think they're still part of the story.
They are referenced once with a poster. There's a poster of Will Smith's character up on the wall in T's office.
Yeah. I was about to get to that, but they weren't like mentioned by name or anything like that. But yeah, you're right. It's that's the way they're referenced. If you may not have caught it.
And Agent O is from the original series, and she's in this one too. Emma Thompson's character.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, it's a new story. It just continues on. And Krista, can you continue on with the story? What happens next, or the beginning of it?
Basically, we follow Agent M. Her name is Molly. We find out in the beginning because we meet her as a kid, and as a kid, she has a run-in with Men in Black, and she manages to not get neuralized. So she knows that the Men in Black exist, and she spends, the next 20 years looking for the Men in Black to be able to join them. And then we get her to join them, and then she's sent to London where she meets Chris Hemsworth's character, Agent H, and they become partners, and they go through all these shenanigans together.
And like you said in the review, there's a big MacGuffin that they have to save, and just an intergalactic object of importance. And not even the Men in Black can be trusted with this thing. So, overall, it's comedic. It's okay. I kind of liked it when I first saw it, but more I think about it, more I kind of, meh. So, Jake, what are your thoughts on Men in Black International?
How can you do a movie in 2019 about aliens and not mention immigration once.
Oh.
Just saying.
I mean, they did kind of mention it with like the first immigration of aliens in the Eiffel Tower, but it was definitely not a huge plot, which is interesting because it is a huge theme of the earlier Men in Black films.
And it's also, it's kind of the whole political zeitgeist right now is around the world, they're throwing immigrants under the bus politically.
Yeah, that is a real missed opportunity.
Yeah, they spent so much time trying to go, well, why are we called the Men in Black when there are women in the organization? Is this supposed to be some sort of bone to give women so they feel like they're included? It sounds more insulting than it did being inclusive.
That is a good point.
So the whole plot with the MacGuffin and trying to find everything, and the Men in Black can't be trusted either. It's all okay. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's just kind of, it's a excuse for a plot, not really a big deal.
It's a very formulaic plot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Men in Black movies seem to, since the first one was so successful, it just seems like they're too afraid to vary the formula too much. So they kind of recycle tropes and plot points in each of these movies.
Yeah. And I really think part of its fundamental problem is that you can't have a great movie based purely on formulas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's why it's just like passable as a movie, but it's not, it doesn't it doesn't knock it out of the park.
Mm-hmm. Look, and the only reason this thing is passable is because Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson have crazy chemistry.
Yeah, and it's enjoyable enough. It's not a terrible movie, not a great movie. So let's wrap up with our scores. Krista, you reviewed it. What is your score?
6 out of 10. It's just it's okay.
Jake?
I agree. 6 out of 10.
Yep. Let's make this a hat trick, and I'll give it a 6 out of 10. My first thoughts when I first watched it, I was like, all right, 7, but more I think about it, meh. So yeah, it's not terrible. It's just not great or good. It's just there. So
it's just a little better than mediocre.
All right, that's it for us. Bye.
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 All right, before this podcast ends, I want to give a thank you to my patrons. Right now, we have one patron, which is David from Spain, and I want to thank you for your financial support. All right, so that's going to be it for this podcast.
We now have a Patreon, and the link is in the description. Thanks for watching.
And we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a little bit everywhere. Just look for us, 3D or 2D. And of course, review us on iTunes. And if you want to write us a letter, our email address is email3dortwo d@gmail.com. So that's going to be it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.